Battlefield has been in rough shape for the past decade, thanks in large part to self-inflicted wounds by the shitheads at Electronic Arts. However, with the latest entry in the franchise from DICE, it appears as if the losing streak is finally over. Not only that, but it looks like the year has finally arrived where EA's military shooter is going to give Call of Duty a run for its money. But is Battlefield 6 as good as everyone says? Welcome everyone to another Sergeant Sentinel gaming review video. I'm SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel, and today we're discussing Battlefield 6. But before we continue, I want to say thanks if you're watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button if you enjoy it, and share this video and my channel on social media so others who enjoy gaming content can check it out as well. Developed by DICE and published by Electronic Arts, Battlefield 6 is a military-themed first-person shooter and it released October 10th, 2025 for Windows, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles. For this review video, I played the Xbox Series X version. For this review video, I'm going to tackle the two sides of the game separately, the single-player campaign and the multiplayer aspect of Battlefield 6, as some will prefer one but not the other. So first things first, the single-player campaign. The previous entry, Battlefield 2042, ditched the single-player campaign to focus on the multiplayer aspect allegedly, but did a piss-poor job, and it took them years to get the game in proper shape, but by then it was too late. A lot of people, such as myself, who actually enjoy the single-player campaigns from military shooters like Battlefield and Call of Duty complained, and apparently EA heard us because they decided to reinstate the campaign portion of the game when planning out Battlefield 6. While I do greatly appreciate this effort, the story itself feels as if EA is afraid of offending real-world bad guys, Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, take your pick, and instead opted to go the safe route of creating a made-up enemy and centering the entire game around Pax Armada fighting NATO for global supremacy. It does feel like serious effort went into shaping this convoluted concept into something understandable and acceptable, and I legitimately feel bad for the writers, as this could not have been easy. It's hard to really discuss the story without going into spoilers, and because it's essential to know what you're getting into, if you're buying this for the campaign, consider this your spoiler warning. Everyone who doesn't want campaign spoilers can skip to the multiplayer portion of this video at approximately the 4-minute and 15-second mark. Are we good to proceed? Then let's get to it. So, Pax Armada was organized by the CIA to group all of their enemies together in order to effectively combat them, which ironically is almost identical to what certain intelligence agencies have done in real life throughout history. But this review isn't about real-world political conspiracy, it's about the single-player campaign's adoption of it. While some missions do make sense in incorporating this and with combating Pax Armada, others feel out of place, like the Egypt missions. It's kind of like, why in Egypt? Why are they here? What do they stand to gain from being out here? I can't make excuses for weak portions of the game or for its storyline that feels predictable, and at times it feels purposely confusing. It is apparent they did take inspiration from better games in the series, such as Battlefield 3 and 4, and I won't even mention the Bad Company duo, which would be head and shoulders above Battlefield 6, but that doesn't mean this game isn't enjoyable. The campaign is fun, and there's a way that your allies can revive you using defibrillators, but you have to find those throughout the levels, kind of like with the weapons and with the grenades and stuff. You can't stack these, and each new level starts you with the default for whatever your difficulty is. Whether you're playing on an easier difficulty, it'll give you more. The harder difficulties give you less. You'll get the idea. I wouldn't say this campaign is bad, but it's definitely not on par with games from the early 2010s. A solid 7 is probably about how I'd rank it, and I know that's being generous, but I'm just glad they're making some sort of effort to craft a unique campaign, even if it does borrow heavily from real life and to a lesser degree Call of Duty. So, for putting together a single-player campaign, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. The multiplayer portion is amazing. It's not the lunatics on rollerblades inhaling cocaine, Red Bull, and Skittles in equal measure while they play as pop stars, comedians, or cartoon characters nonsense that Call of Duty could legitimately be accused of becoming. Because it is. No, Battlefield 6 is a slower, more methodical experience where the focus is much less on the KD ratio that Call of Duty addicts live for, and more geared towards teamwork, capturing objectives, and accomplishing the mission together. And of course, that is the heart and soul of Battlefield, if we're being perfectly honest. If you're new to the series, Battlefield 6 actually includes training modules, for lack of a better term, that teams you up with and against bots, that lets you get the feel of how the game works and how the weapons handle. It's definitely a great feature for those wanting to dip their toes into the Battlefield pond for the first time, and it shows that EA really wants to put their best foot forward with this most recent entry in the troubled franchise. EA gave people a chance to play Battlefield 6 through the open beta before it ever launched, and it was met with tremendous success and praise from longtime fans of the franchise and gamers eager to try something other than Call of Duty. There are still some issues for sure. I engaged at least a couple of enemies with my crosshairs right on the character, and the hits didn't register, but to be fair, this is an issue that is often addressed over time rather than being able to fix it at launch. The combat does feel responsive, and for fans of older MP juggernauts like Battlefields 3 and 4, this will feel like a breath of fresh air. It's not identical for sure, but it's a good start to getting the series back to where it needs to be in order to stand on its own as a polished and popular multiplayer franchise. The single player is fun but nonsensical at times, and aside from a few technical glitches, it's pretty solid and respectable. The multiplayer is enjoyable, albeit slower than its psychotic Activision counterpart, and focuses on teamwork and helping other players rather than selfish endeavors, like racking up 50 kills in a game while screwing over everybody else. Battlefield 6 as a complete package is an 8.5, and is definitely worth picking up for fans of shooters, and especially for gamers who have stuck by the franchise through highs and lows. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you liked the review video, definitely hit the like button. If you didn't, keep it to yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to check out my other game review videos. This is SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel. Take it easy, gamers.